Hi, welcome to Brunch with Believers. We are at chapter 7 today. Brunch with Believers is a platform to bring practicality to spirituality for the athlete. So I'm happy to be here with you again today. And I wanted to just jump right in because I'm very excited about this topic. God still has us talking about faith, but today is faith versus trust. I've had this conversation with a lot of people because obviously in our society, these words are kind of synonymous, right? People instantly think if you think faith, you think trust. But I want to challenge that today. I want to challenge how you look at faith versus trust. And so we know what faith is because we've talked about it for probably about 4 weeks now. Faith is the things or the substance of things hoped for, right? It is what we can't see, but we believe God will bring it to pass. Trust is something different when we're talking about trusting the Lord. So we're going to talk about it in terms of the natural, and then we'll bring it back to what that looks like in the spiritual, and then we'll make it practical, okay? So we're going to give a little clarification. So the definition of trust is firm belief in the reliability, truth, ability, or strength of someone or something. That's according to the Oxford Dictionary, okay? So I want you to hear me when I say that that's what trust means. Did you hear me? I'm gonna say it again. A firm belief in the reliability, truth, ability, or strength of something or someone. So if you see, faith is the hope for something that you can't see, right? Trust is reliability in something. So you can already kind of see the difference where I'm going with this. It's the ability to meet your expectations. So I'll give you an example of a bridge. Everybody has to cross a bridge somewhere, probably if it's not in your daily routine, it's probably a part of your travels, right? You'll travel and you'll cross bridges. And you only trust that that bridge is safe because you see evidence of it. There are cables or steel beams or something that's causing that bridge to be steady and sturdy. Because a lot of times, because they're bridges, they either sit in water or they're sitting on top of something else, another structure. So you got to trust that that bridge is going to stay in place. And so you trust it because you can see it. You see something. What did we say it is? Reliability, truth, or ability in something or someone, right? And so you wouldn't think anything about it. You'll just cross the bridge, right? Well, so I put my faith, I have to use my faith, y'all, because I don't really like bridges. I'm not going to tell you any lie. But just imagine that bridge had no cables, no steel beams, no whatever is holding it up. Would you trust it as much? I don't know that you would trust it as much. Y'all can just pray for me on this because I know I wouldn't. I already don't. So I definitely would not trust a bridge that I could not see something that was holding that bridge together, right? Now, what if I told you that God, all of those things were gone, right? No beams, no cables, no any of that. And you just had to put your faith in God because God said, go across that bridge. Right. It's a little different. So that's a good way of looking at the difference between trust and faith. He asks us to have both. Don't get me wrong. It's not that it's more important to trust than it is to have faith because we know that God gives us instructions for both. Proverbs 3:5-6, trust in the Lord with all thine heart, right? Lean not to thy own understanding. So he's giving us instructions to trust, but then he also gives us instructions about faith, right? Matthew 17:20, for if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it'll move. So there's a difference in those two statements, right? So it's not always clear to see it, but I want to make it practical for you today, okay? So if you trust in God, then you believing without fear, this thing or thing, something's going to happen. You've already kind of seen some evidence of it. So, right, there you go. But if you take it to the next level, when you have faith for that thing which you have not seen. So there may not be evidence of it at all, but you're just going to step out and do or say or be whatever anyway. Right? So I want to make it practical for you as athletes, right? So for you, it's the trust that you put in God that you'll be able to go out and display your athletic abilities. You have evidence of this. You know you're fast. You know you're shifty. You know whatever it is. You know you were strong. Whatever it takes in order to be an elite athlete at the sport that you play, you know there's some evidence within you that you can do this thing, right? But when you get ready to say, but I want to go to the next level with this, whether it's from high school to college to professional, you have to have some faith at that point because there's no evidence that says that you're going to be the one to be picked. I mean, we know with most sports, the percentage of people who go professional from the ones who are playing it at collegiate or high school level, it's a huge difference. There's a big gap. So you at that time and at that point are operating in faith that even though I don't see evidence because everybody's good. So you're having to operate in faith, something that's not evident, something that you don't have in order to see those greater opportunities come to pass. So today I felt like I was long-winded a couple of times in the last couple of weeks, and I wanted to make this short and sweet and to the point for you all. So I hope that this is helpful. So I am encouraging you to practice both trust and faith in God because they are both very necessary. So I want you to go out and I want you to be trusting him with the things that you know he's already said. This is set up, this is how it's going to work, blah, blah, blah. Things you have evidence for that you can see reliability in. But then I want you to exercise that faith piece on a whole new level, because it could be some things that you're going to have to do that you're just like, wait, what? You want me to do what? Like, we hear it all the time. God, you don't have to be qualified. God qualifies you. So there are many times and many instances where you'll see people who step out on faith. They don't see the evidence of it, but they step out on faith and they go do that thing, regardless of what it looks like to everybody else or where there's no evidence of it succeeding or going forward, but they do it anyway. That back to the bridge, right? If God said go across the bridge and I don't see cables, I'm just gonna have faith that he's holding this bridge up for me to go across. And so that's what I'll do. We see time and time again in the Bible where people just did that. They just had faith. Moses, Abraham, David, all the time, just faith. There's no evidence. I'll just use David as an example. And his most famous part of David's life probably is the beginning of his life. And that was when he was a shepherd boy and he came and he defeated Goliath, right? There was no evidence that David, little scrawny David, would be able to defeat this giant. None. But he had faith that he could do it. And so that's what I'm asking, that kind of faith. It was the trust to come in the first place from him. Trust because I'm pretty good with this slingshot. I can do what I can do. But he had no real evidence that that slingshot and his ability to shoot it would take down a whole giant. But he had faith that the thing that he couldn't see, God would do. So I'm encouraging you in that same way. Have faith. Take care until next time.